Hi everyone, this is Jane here, just back to do a little bit more with the shapes and the circles and the butterflies and things, because had some circles left over and I've also got some butterflies left over. So I didn't want to put too many more into the little lacy one, because I think that's got enough butterflies in it at the moment, but I might put a few more, but that for now, that's that for now. Gonna be putting loads more stuff in there. I just got to work through my ideas on what I'm gonna do with that. So I've also got this, which is a bigger one that I'm working on. Still got loads to do in this. At the moment, it's all pretty empty. So I thought what I would do is use up some of these circles and butterflies, because I think there are some quite white pages, like some sort of just basically some very plain white pages with maybe a little bit of stenciling on, and I thought that these the butterflies especially would show up nicely on there. So because I've done these ones, so these are out of the paper that I had, and I also had some leftover paper that I was going to stamp out of, but I've also had some of this stuff, and I'll show you it if I can find it again. I think I might have just chucked it back in the drawer. Okay, so I had some of these, and these are like little stickers that are shapes. Now, I thought they were going to be really, really cool, but they're not as cool as I thought they were going to be, because they're a bit glossy. That really wasn't what I wanted. So I'm kind of thinking I need to maybe have a look at maybe putting some gesso over them or something. I don't know, something like that to degloss them, because they're a bit too glossy. So I thought to use up a bit of paper and to use up one of those, I would stick one of those onto a bit of the scrapbook paper. So that looks quite cool. It's still a bit glossy. Still not a massive fan of it. I wouldn't use it probably as a whole piece, but I thought it might look quite pretty with the butterflies. So I did it, and I cut some butterflies out, and they look like this. So I actually think they're quite cool, but they won't show up on the darker colour papers, like the tea dyed or the coffee dyed paper, especially if it is like quite a deep coffee dye. So if it's just, for example, it does show up all right on there, but some of the pages in the other one that I've got, it doesn't really show up very well. So I thought I would put some in here, because there's definitely some lighter coloured pages in there. So that's my plan for now. And I pop a little bit of ink around the edge of them. So I'm kind of got two on the go that I'm decorating at the moment. So let's just see. Don't know if this will really take the ink particularly well, because it's glossy. It may not, which would be a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. I wonder if I use black, whether it would make any difference, whether that would be better. Let's see. This is the black one I've got out of the moment. I don't really want to go rooting around into the other box. So let's just see. I'll just shop a little bit more with the black. Probably would be better with a really darker coloured brown. Possibly. But it looks quite cool with the black. Not bad at all. And I think it's going to pop okay anyway, because it's on I'm going to put it onto like a white background. So without further ado, let's have a little look and see what we've got here. So this is quite a nice white page. So I think it'll show up really nicely on there. So let's just put that there, see if that'll hold that down. I'm just going to use glue stick for this. Keep it nice and simple. Just take your butterfly and run it over the glue stick, and we'll have him going this way, I think. So that looks pretty cool actually on there. I'm sorry, I've knocked you now. Don't want to make you seasick. So that's got one in that signature. How many have I got in here? 3 signatures, yeah. Let's have a look and see what we can put into this one. Let's find a nice pale page to use. There we go. There's one. That will do. Where's the other one? There he is. Let's see if we need any ink around him. Maybe we don't, you know. I think he'd be all right. I think he just is going to show up fine. Let's just pop him in. But I think that's a good example of just using up what you've got. You know, even if you think something is a bit disappointing or you didn't really like it. I really didn't like the shininess of that at all. But now it's on here. I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm quite happy with it, really. So, you know, I think the message in that is, even if something isn't particularly appealing to you straight away, don't be afraid to give it a go, because the thing is, if you've looked at something, you really don't fancy it, you don't like it, you kind of a bit, oh, I don't really fancy that, it's not really what I wanted, then it doesn't do any harm to just mess about with it and use it and see what happens. You can take a bit of a risk, can't you? It's like if you've got some scrapbook paper that you really don't like very much. You can always just mess about with it, see what you can do with it. If you still don't like it, you can just paint over it and use it up for something else. So I didn't have any more big ones. I just had these 2 little ones. So we'll put you up there. I actually think they look pretty cool for something that I was not expecting to be able to use. So that's really cool. And then I've got a few of these circle things. So, right, so that is the middle one. That's got something already in it that's a bit bulky. Well, it's not bulky, but it's got a bit going on. Let's put the circles. Let's put the circles in here. Well, that's already got something big going on. Right, okay, let's put the circles. Let's realign ourselves and put the circles in this one. I really like this journal. I did actually sort of have a bit of a debate with myself as to whether to just keep this or what to do with this. I still haven't really decided. But let's have a look and see. Maybe we'll put it. Maybe we'll put the circles here. As little pockets. Maybe we'll do that. That's similar to what we did before. I'll keep that one. Actually, no, I'll keep that one. I'll tell you why in a sec. And we'll use these. Right, so we need to go, if I remember rightly, from the bottom up, because otherwise we end up closing up the pockets that we don't want to do that. We end up with glue everywhere. Okay, so we're going to do them as halves. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just squeeze that out over here. See if I can get it moving. Oh, it's always the same, isn't it, with the glue? The glue, we have to mess around with the glue every time, every single time. Let's see. Of course, it will be a bit of a weird colour because it's got a bit rusty. Sorry, let me just have a little mess around with this. Get it. Let's see if I can get it unblocked because it feels like it's a bit blocked up again. This glue, honestly, it's a mission every time. So hope you're all okay. Just have a chat while I squish the bits out of here. Just pop that there for a sec. I think I might have loosened it up. It's definitely getting a little bit more spring-like here. Although the nights are cooled down again, which is excellent. If you struggle sleeping, the last thing you need is it to be boiling hot. Having said that, I had a massive sleep last night. It was excellent. Actually slept for 9 hours. And that is unheard of for me these days. Okay, I think we've got it moving. So just stick up the bottom like that. So we're just doing halfway around. We're going to put that just there. Squish it down with the little bit of what was a baby wipe. It is still a baby wipe, it's just a dry one now, which is perfect for getting rid of glue. Now I have definitely done that the wrong way around again, haven't I? Let's see if I can get it off again. Okay, we'll put it up the top. Put it up the top, we'll line it up a bit with that, see if we can cover it up. One there, one there. You should be able to cover that up nicely. Yes, top to bottom, not bottom to top. Need to remember that. Okay, let's do another one. Still coming out a little bit blobby, but I can guide it around there. The thing is, it's just light paper onto paper. You don't need masses. Probably less is more, to be honest with you, because the less glue there is to mash about, then the less there is to leak out everywhere. Now, I'm not bothering to sort of line these up or make all the music go in the straight direction, because I forgot. So, you know, you don't need to worry too much about that. It's a junk journal, everything goes. So what I might have to do, just bring that one down a little weeny bit. Get rid of you. And then we should be able to put that there. So as you can see, it's just starting to come through. White again. Where we had the slight brown tinge to it. And then what I'm going to do because I haven't really managed to cover that bit up there, is I'm going to find a butterfly. I'm going to cover it up with a butterfly down here, and hopefully that won't be too bad then. Right, okay, let's just put the thing back in the glue so it doesn't all start drying up. So yeah, sorry, I was rambling on about spring, wasn't I? Definitely is spring-like. All of our daffodils are out now in the gardens here. They're all planted around the trees and they look so, so nice. I'm really, really hoping, because I've not lived here very long, that they might have bluebells, because the daffodils are all planted around the tree. So I'm hoping that maybe they might have at the same time put some bluebells in there, which would be really, really sweet. I love bluebells, they're my favourites. So that's quite a nice little use of a daffodil to cover up a bit of a messy bit on the page. Now, I think that's the thing that I really like about junk journals, because I can be a bit messy, and I tend to do things really quickly, and I don't always take my time. I should take my time, but I don't always. And I think that's what I like about junk journals, is that if you do go a bit wrong, or you don't take the right amount of time, and it makes something that's a little bit messy, it doesn't matter, because you can fix it. You can always fix it. You can always paint over it, stick over it, glue over it, put something else over it. If the worst came to the worst and you made an absolute mess of a page, you could stick 2 pages together so it's gone. And you could just, let's just say I made an absolute hash of something here. I could stick those 2 pages together there and just have like a big, big pocket. So there's just loads of things you can do to save yourself. Save yourself from disaster. It's cool, because it's just got loads and loads of options to be able to make something all right again. So I've just got this one circle left, and I've got a heart. That won't really show up, but I do have a little butterfly here. That would probably look really cute on something. But I might save that and put it onto like a journal card. So I've got some journal cards that I've made that are backgrounds. And that might look really sweet on a background. And maybe just have this half as something you could stick something in. So I might save that idea for later. That's that. So that's those bits and pieces that I had for that little journal. Now I've just got a couple of little bits here. Kind of just clearing up my desk, really, using up bits and pieces, sticking them in the journal while I've got a spare half an hour. So I made this the other day. I think I showed you it. So I stamped out 3 and stuck them together down the middle. But then what I did was I also put some Nuvo drops in between, just a little squirt of in between each layer, so that even once the journal's shut, when you open it again, they'll still be open, because otherwise it's like a little pop-up, but it won't pop up unless you make something go in there to stop it all sort of caving in on itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in here and see if it works. I need to pop it in somewhere where it's actually going to show up. Right, so that's good. That's that. Now what we're going to do is use the glue, the thingy glue stick, that's the word for it. And that's all that there. That's all that there. So just to be not going to push it down too hard, because we want these little bits to kind of fly, don't we? So let me just get underneath that little bit. So hopefully when we close it down, as long as we don't close it too hard, it will still pop up. That is quite cool, better than I thought. So the thing is, you have to be careful not to bend the things back. So when you shut it, you need to put your thing in there just to make sure that you don't squish it up. So that was good. I'm glad I've had a little go with that. Hello. Sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. That's just Merlin trying to jump up on the back of the chair. So he may turn up in a minute. He may not. What you doing? No, he's going. So as soon as he's going, I think I'll do this. See if this works. So I made these. I had a little kit where you can make like some dried flowers onto a little bit of drying clay, room temperature drying clay, not don't have to kiln it or anything. But it's not worked great because I've still got flowers here that are not stuck down. So I've got options. I could try and just stick them down with some Fabrifix. Could try that, or I could Mod Podge and see if I can Mod Podge it and see what happens. So as soon as I've just got a little bit of time, I'm just going to get a little bit of Mod Podge and put it on this one. Just do one, see if it works. If not, we can use Fabrifix to stick them down, because that will go transparent, and that will all be hunky-dory. So I'm not quite sure why this has all got stuck. What have you got stuck? Oh, we'll throw that away. So my movie of the week that I watched this week, I remember I was telling you about what I watched last week, was The Two Popes with Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Pryce. That is a fantastic film. I really enjoyed it. Been getting a bit into the whole Pope thing. Watched Conclave last week, and then I've watched The Two Popes this week. So I'm just going to paint this over and see if it sticks. It might not. It's worth a go. It's definitely worth a go. And this will dry completely see-through, and it should stick everything down all right, because it's kind of like a gluey thing. I've never tried it on clay though, so we'll see. Right, I'll just leave that alone. I'll put it to one side, otherwise Merlin will jump on that when he jumps on the table to get up to the window to have a look out. So yeah, I'll leave that one to dry and see how that goes. I'll just get rid of that chunky bit there. I'll go wash this out before it dries up. And I'll see what happens with those two. If that one works, I'll stick with the Mod Podge. If not, we'll have a go with some Fabrifix. Okay, so that is everything for today, I think. Just got this one little heart to deal with. I'll deal with that next time. Hopefully that's been a little bit of 10 minutes worth of fun. I know, do you want to get up? You can if you want. There's no sticky stuff here now. I'll get up and say hi. Well then, want to get up? Want to get up? I don't think you can you? Because you need the chair. Hold on a second then. He needs a bit of assistance these days because he's getting on a little bit. So he might just want to get up onto the chair. First of all, do you want the chair? We're calling it a day then. Yeah. Come on then, up you get. I don't think he's going to get up. I was hoping he was going to get up on the table and say hi, but I don't think he's going to. Because you know what it's like with cats. When you want them to do something, they don't do it. When you don't, they do. It's the way it goes. You get up or not? No. The think he's decided it's a no for today. So hopefully maybe he'll come around for a visit next time I'm on. That'd be nice. I'd quite like it. People like to see him, so he might show up. Okay, so thanks ever so much for watching, and I will catch up with you all again soon. Please like, subscribe and share and all that good stuff. It really helps me out, helps the channel to grow. I'm really trying to grow the channel this year if I can. Haven't been able to do as much with it as I'd wanted to last year. So hopefully this year, now I'm settled down, I should be able to get into some more stuff and do some more things with you. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye for now.